What if Gwen Stacy lived? Let's return to that fateful moment and witness a world of difference. Spider-Man's fighting the Goblin on the Brooklyn Bridge. Not only that, but Gwen Stacy is present. And in the midst of their fight, she gets knocked off the bridge by Goblin. Spider-Man's first reaction is to launch a web to catch her. A tiny note of caution urges him to dive off the bridge after her instead. And he's able to catch her. But as he shoots his web back toward the bridge, he misses, causing them both to smash into the water. Goblin goes to investigate, proclaiming victory. No one could have fallen from that height and survived. But as the Goblin flies away, Spider-Man emerges from the water with Gwen in hand. But she was still unconscious, so he performed CPR until she coughed a breath of life, saying, "Peter?" Peter begins to sob tears of joy, but as Gwen comes to, her tone quickly shifts, saying, "Oh my, that costume! You're Spider-Man? The man that killed my father? Stay away from me, you murderer!" Peter pleads, "Gwen, no! Turn me into the police if you have to, but please at least listen to me." And listen she does, as Peter Parker bears his soul to another human being for the first time since he assumed this double life. Gwen is no stranger to pain. But even as Peter describes his sorrows, it brings a dull ache to Gwen's heart. Peter describes how her father died, how he tried to save him but he couldn't get him to a doctor in time. Now he knew that Peter was Spider-Man all along but never gave him away. Peter tells Gwen that her father asked Peter to be good to her. Peter promised to love her and cherish her as long as he lived. Peter admits he hasn't done too good a job up to now, but that's all about to change. Peter asks something he should have a long time ago. "Miss Stacy, will you marry me?" They embrace, but this isn't the end, as Goblin still needs to be taken care of. Elsewhere, Goblin is proclaiming to the villains of the world that he was the one who killed Spider-Man. Just in time for Spider-Man to show up. Goblin is stunned. No one could have survived that fall. No one! Spider-Man effortlessly destroys the whole operation and immobilizes the Goblin. The Goblin says, "Not so fast, Spider-Man. I know you're not concerned about your own safety, but what about those you love when these associates of mine learn your true identity?" "You are positively not real," says Spider-Man. "You make a threat like that after all the grief you've already given me?" Their fight is interrupted as the mob of criminals swarm Spider-Man, giving the Goblin time to escape. He can only think of one way to beat Spider-Man. So he mailed some information about Spider-Man's true identity to his greatest public enemy. Later that night, Spider-Man catches up with Osborn at his home. Peter says this is where it ends, but Harry, despite all his father's done, still defends him against Peter. And Norman, seeing his son willing to do that for him, snaps him out of this goblin funk. Spider-Man then leaves as Norman sobs with regret. As time goes on, we arrive at Peter and Gwen's big day. Peter and Gwen have been through many hardships together, and now they finally share this moment of happiness. Although, it's short-lived. J. Jonah Jameson busts in with evidence that Peter Parker is Spider-Man. As Peter dives through the window to escape, the cops draw their weapons and fire at him. But he can't even make it home to his web shooters as the police have already swarmed to his apartment. Is this how it ends? Will he be hunted down and destroyed, or survive to be the menace Jameson always claimed he was?